The second half of the book of Ephesians talks a lot about the division between Jews and non-Jews. It was a huge issue when the book of Ephesians was written in the first century. But let's think about how the cross of Christ can eliminate any cause of separation between God's people. In Ephesians 2:15, it states the purpose of God through Christ: to create in himself a one new humanity. Sounds like an ambitious goal. And verse 16 says how? The cross, by which he put to death their hostility. When it comes to diversity within a population, Ephesus was an ancient version of New York City, a center of commerce and education, culture, art and money. The rich and the poor were both attracted by the opportunities that were there and would be found living side by side. The foreigner in Ephesus was in the majority. The entertainments in that sprawling city ranged from esoteric to bawdy. In Ephesus, we can still see symbols of the city's diversity, including the double-headed axe, which was a symbol of feminine power and was often associated with the cult of Diana. We also see the ancient symbol of medicine, which still looks rather familiar to us. You'll see in the ruins of Ephesus the goddess of Nike, made famous by the modern shoe company. There's an advertisement carved into the sidewalk for a nearby brothel, a business that would have thrived because of the constant flow of sailors into and out of town. Even though no remains of a Jewish synagogue have yet been found in the ruins of Ephesus, a first century carving of a Jewish menorah has been found on the steps of the Celsus Library, and it supports the claim of the Bible that there was a Jewish synagogue there someplace. A very early Christian symbol, called the Christian wheel, has also been found carved into the marble sidewalks. The wheel contains the outlines of all the Greek letters and the Greek word for a fish, which is ichthus. And it's interpreted, the word ichthus is interpreted as an acrostic for Jesus Christ, God's Son, Savior. Well, for all these diverse people to be melded together into one new humanity, all those who were born of the Spirit had to leave their previous loyalties, the loyalties of their lives before they came to Christ. Would be the only way that the church could become one new humanity. People would have to leave the cult of Diana, or even the synagogue could no longer be your controlling religion. Your first trust could neither be in mythology nor magic. Many new believers went through their personal libraries and actually burned the books that they found filled with lies. Christians couldn't go back to the brothels ever again. Many new Christians destroyed their statues of Diana, and it even caused a riot in the enormous theater of Ephesus. The end result was amazing, because the church of Ephesus became a model to all churches. In one church, they had people of every moral and religious background, every social and economic standing. There was a sampling there of many nations and tongues and races and cultures. The cross, where Jesus took on mankind's sin, also became the seed which sprouted into one new humanity.
river of gladness that pours from Emmanuel's veins. The